It's in the 40s out here this morning, so not too bad. All the backyard kitties are here. Tux is doing much better, all rested up from his little roll with Stripe yesterday. Johnny, of course, had him in for a while. Hi, Stripe. We had a squirrel get caught in the catio yesterday eating the dry chow, and Stripe was on a mission, but I rescued the squirrel who was stuck. Wow, it's quite windy out here already this morning. But my kitties are all doing good, so it is what it is. When you have a service appointment and the car's dirty. I didn't ask him, he just was out here all on his own. I love you. I said when you have a service appointment and the car's dirty.
Well, yeah, the people up here at Tesla needs to know that
we love our car.
Comes from a well-loved home.
That's right, exactly. Let me get out of your way. He's got about 5 minutes we can afford before we have to leave. All right, she's much better, I'm sure. Clean wheels. And I'll sling the water off before it spots and we're all good. Good morning, Ruby. Well, Rockside Tire took down the tire tree this weekend. Sad to see it go, but it was time, I get it. I did pack up a few more things last night in between watching TV and enjoying a piece of cake. The carrot cake that I made. Traffic in is going okay. The tire stayed aired up all weekend. It didn't really lose any air. It stayed, it was 44 when I left this morning, and after it got warmed up a bit with the friction of the road, it's at 45 now. Hopefully it'll stay that way over to Tesla. As soon as I drop Johnny off, that's where I'm headed. Isn't that the way it goes sometimes? With the wind this morning, it just is not pleasant out there. Well, coming out of St. Augustine's, Ruby's telling me to make a left turn, and I know that works pretty well, getting it back and forth between Crabtree, for example, and Tesla's near Crabtree. So I'm going to do exactly what Ruby tells me to do here. Well, I'm here at Tesla. It's a little before 8, and they start taking cars in at 8, so I will pull up over here. It's an interesting vehicle drop-off. Yeah, well, I'm not intending to drop off today. Well, it looks like they seriously don't want people to pull up to the service bay anymore. And this is a drop-off spot. I'm in number 16. Yeah. So they do have a Model X out front that people can sit in and look at. That's awesome. It's a 75D though. And here's a Y. Lots of cars coming in and out. A few people waiting inside with me. I got yesterday's video done, so I thought I would walk around for just a minute and see what was up out here. It's windy and cold, and yeah, it's just not a super nice day. These here should be the pickup cars. So I'm thinking this X over here is in the wrong spot, because surely this is not a plaid X. No, it's not. I knew there was no way. People just can't sometimes follow instructions. Or maybe it's a somebody's bought a used X, but they haven't cleaned it yet, if that's the case. I've seen several cars come in on tow trucks. I saw one other car here with a totally flat tire this morning. I guess they had parked it here over the weekend or whatever. So the lot is not super full today. And yeah, I thought Ruby had gone back to service, but she's still sitting over here where I left her. I mean, she's marked in service now, but she's still sitting here. Unless that's not Ruby, but I'd be willing to bet it's Ruby. So they don't take your key fob anymore. They don't have you They don't have you move up to the service bay. It's totally contactless, which, you know, I guess with COVID is a good thing, but you know, sometimes you want to talk to somebody, although they are answering in the app. They've talked to me back and everything, so I'm really hoping they can finish her up by 1:30. I've let them know that that's really important to me. All I can do is ask, right? I pulled in over here at the Target just to check out the tire that they replaced. Ruby does look much cleaner after Dawn rinsed her off this morning. I guess everything looks okay. It's got that stuff on it that it normally leaves the rotation machine with. I've seen that in the past. So that's no big deal. Cross contact. Continental, that's what it's supposed to be. Matches the one on the front. Alright. Alright, I guess everything looks good. There's no printout of the alignment, and I meant to ask for it. Just so I could see. They said it was pretty bad. Which wasn't a surprise to me. You know, they were supposed to align Ruby when she had the new tires put on. That was the whole reason why we went to Tesla for the tires, because nobody around town wanted to align a Tesla, at least at that time. And the old machine was down, and they couldn't do the alignment that day. And I was supposed to come back. It's been 10,000 miles since August. You know, life's busy when you don't have another reason to go to the service center. So at any point, I don't know, you know, my seat had been moved, which was no big deal, but I hit restore, and I'm trying to decide if everything is back where it's supposed to be or not. I mean, as long as I didn't hit save, restore should work, right? I meant to put it in a service profile so that wouldn't happen to me, because I have had my seat get all messed up at service before. It's better to do that. You should create if you have a spot left for one of the 14 profiles, I think it's 14, you should create a service one, and remember to put the car in service when you leave it with them, just to make sure your favorite seat settings don't get messed up. And then the other thing is that, you know, they no longer need your fob, and they also no longer need your pin, which I'm okay with, totally okay with it. But when I got back in the car and Ruby prompted me for the pin, I was like, oh yeah, that's right. I didn't give it to them, and they didn't ask me for it today. So, I don't know. Ruby feels a little different, but I'm thinking that's just because she's aligned properly now, and probably after a trip or two in her, I won't notice anymore. But right now, I'm like, keen sense of awareness. Is she right after the tire change, the balancing, the alignment, and that kind of thing? And I think she is, but she feels just a smidge different. So Dawn ended up going to pick up Johnny, and they should be home in a few minutes, and I'm just gonna head to the house now. And I don't know if we'll be able to walk or not, since Don had to stop his work to go get Johnny. But if we are, I'd like to. It's not super warm, it's 47, but it might not be quite as windy. And after sitting basically all day, I am really fidgety to go for a walk, I think. It's good to be home, let me tell you. Wow, there's actually a lot of events from today. I guess it's because people were coming and going at Tesla around where Ruby was parked. Although I didn't have I didn't have a Century event. Yeah, somebody got up next to Ruby. I mean, people just parked in the space next to her. That was sort of to be expected, right? And that was actually a service tech there. I did hit, I thought one time today, the button. Yes, person on the other side this time. So, I didn't have Century reports though, but Ruby, maybe that was wiped because she was in service. I'm not sure. Was this when, you know, they had her in service mode, so I guess I can also confirm that when, you know, she's in service mode, she's not really going to, she's not going to be recording. And that's the way it should be, those guys. But I thought I had hit it one other time, and I guess the answer to that is no. That right there is just what the doctor ordered. Now, Tesla had coffee today. They had the Keurig or one of those instant cup things. But I guess because of COVID, and also because not wanting to remove my mask even for a few minutes, and because of too cold to take it outside and want to deal with that, and they, you know, just not having real cream, I just waited till I got home. But I'm sleepy and I really could use some coffee. Hey you, I haven't seen you the whole day. The cats are wondering what the heck was going on. Their whole world was lonesome today, and oh, I'm feeling wore out. That cup of coffee helped, but only a little bit. When Dawn asked me, do you still want to go? My meeting ran over. It's 4:20. Do we have enough time? And I was like, you just better come drag me out of here. As I was starting to sink into the couch more as every second passed. I was filling Dawn in on contactless service. They don't need my fob. They don't need my PIN. They don't need to see me. They don't need to talk to me.
Uh-huh. So they're getting all ready for when the car just drives up there, self-services. You don't even have to take your car into service. It just says, hey, I'm heading to Tesla, baby.
Apparently. You know, I make fun of them a little bit, other than the wait time today, because they don't really anticipate anyone waiting on their car ever.
Old school.
Right, so old school. The repair guy that worked on my Honda Odyssey, his name was Tommy, and he used to come out and make sure to say hello every time. Dawn says that's because I was cute.
That's right.
But I did appreciate...
He never come out and say hello to me.
Right, well, I did appreciate that he checked in with me about the servicing of my mom-mobile, let's just say that. But you know, oftentimes at the house, if I want Dawn or Johnny, especially Johnny, because he's back in his, you know, teenager cave, his man cave, his teenager zone, I either make an announcement, hey, it's dinner time. Or,
pretty quick.
Well, it gets you moving pretty quick too.
Absolutely gets me flying.
Or I send a text message on Google Hangouts. You know, he'll ask me, you know, how long until dinner, or do I need to go feed the cats, or, you know, stuff, right? So sometimes in our own house, we don't go face to face with people, and we send text messages. So it really should be easy for me at Tesla, that they're basically right around the corner there in the service department. But we're texting on the app about things going on with the car. Which finally at the very end, I walked back there. You're not allowed to go back there, but I think because of COVID, it's not encouraged. So
I used Uber when I was out in California.
Yeah, your girl ain't using Uber.
Yeah, using Uber. Because I said, you know, I actually was thinking she could take an Uber to as far as the credit ran out, and I'd come pick her up.
Well, you know, y'all are going to make fun of me now, but Tesla's mission's important and Uber credits are expensive. So if I could sit there for 3 or 4 hours and they could hand me my car, for several reasons, I'd rather not use the Uber credit. And one of them is not wanting to cost Tesla money. Y'all can say it's stupid, or why would I do that? Well, you know, they got an important mission and they need to show profitability. And it's getting better all the time. And I realize they're not some poor broke company that's about to go bankrupt tomorrow like they were at one point, but still, I mean, if I really had a need, if it would, you know, I guess there at the end, if I could have called Uber and they'd have drove over to St. Aug's and picked up Johnny and drove us back home, that might have been an option. But, you know, it just depends. If you just need a ride to work, the Uber's and you're a guy, the Uber's probably totally fine. But you know, navigating into a street, I don't take taxis either. Yeah, I don't live in a big city. I'm not used to that kind of, well, something like that. So it's like, you know, I'm just not used to that. I'm just not used to taking transportation like that. I probably wouldn't have hopped on a city bus either, just because I've never done it before. Hey, Donnie.
Hey.
Yes, it's late in the day.
Yeah,
We're going to be out here right at sunset, freezing our you-know-what off again.
I don't know. I'm pretty toasty. I got 2 sweatshirts on, a t-shirt. I'm actually quite snuggly.
I'm not freezing. I've been worse, but I'm not warm either. But, yeah, so I don't know. I'm sure the Uber thing would be fine, and if I really needed to do it, I would. But if I got a choice not to do it, I'm not doing it.
Well, I guess my...
And, I mean, with COVID, really, do you want to get in the car with someone of unknown vaccination status and unknown sickness status and being them confined in the car for a ride all the way back to Fuquay, which is a 40-minute ride?
What I was trying to figure out is how much of the trip back to Fuquay would have been covered, because it'd probably be a $50 Uber.
Right, and I don't know the answer to that, but at any point, that's, you know, was certainly a consideration also. All right, that was 2 laps of me running and Don running.
Yeah, let's call it that.
Let's just say he goes as fast as he needs to keep up with me, sort of.
I like the view.
All right, so that was 0.6 of a mile. We can now safely head out of the park. I really was very much sitting today up there, not only, you know, moved around like twice the entire time, so I definitely needed the exercise. I really am going to try to get some kitty cat pictures tomorrow. I feel horrible. Tux hasn't been at the end of the video for like 2 or 3 days straight. When that happens, life is really hectic is what that means. I'm not outside during the day. I'm not, you know, if I am not outside taking some kitty pictures, it's been a day for me. So, okay.
57 minutes, 18 seconds, 3.06 miles, 1846 per mile, 5,866 steps. The minimum was 89 heart rate. The average 129. Woo, I like this peak. I wish it could be. I wish I could do it. 189. I think my watch is screwed up.
I think that was a little off.
Yeah.